Episode in your mind, in your opinion. I don't know. We're about to find out, but let's do it. This is the Great Debate Show, and the Great Debate Show is available on all social media platforms. Rate, review, follow on all social media platforms, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell. Matter of fact, smash that bell while you're at it. I love what I do, and I do what I love. And if you want to debate with some of the hottest sports topics in entertainment of today and of yesterday, just ask to do so on TikTok when I go live. You can be a co-host slash multi-guest, whatever you want to call it. Today, it's going to be a lot of pushback with this list. I don't really want to talk about basketball as far as what's going on currently. The Lakers are down 0-2. We knew that would happen. I will say that the OKC Thunder is starting to get on my nerves with the calls that they're getting. I've been very, very, very. Um, I've tried to have SGA's back as far as the whole, does he flop? Does he depend on the referees, blowing the whistle too much? But it's starting to look like that's the case. Um, Look, it was some home cooking last night in OKC. I'm not gonna lie, and eventually, yeah, they got away with it. But I wonder how the Lakers would fare right now if Luka was playing. I'm not gonna lie. I expect this to be a really, really, really ass whooping, but it hasn't been. Yeah, they end up winning the game by 18. But if you watched that game last night, there were times where the Lakers were right there. So I have to give them their credit. JJ Redick is doing an amazing job. Now again, Lakers don't have Luka. OKC doesn't have Jalen Williams. So I get that. But this is a lot more closer than I expected. And the Lakers may actually win two games at home. I didn't give them but one game. They may actually make this further than what it was because last night OKC began to run away from them, but I don't see domination. And I saw a lot of calls that JJ Redick kind of had a point about. Now, again, LeBron gets all the calls all the time. So I'm not here to, you know, say that he doesn't get the whistle. I don't agree with that part that JJ Redick said. But that was a play where LeBron was coming down the court and what's his name, man, for OKC just failed and hit the floor, man. I can't think of his name right now, but I was like, damn, what the hell is this? That was no foul at all. I know it looked bad on LeBron and JJ Redick, like they were whining and complaining. Thank you, Bermuda Born, for following me here on TikTok. I appreciate it. If you like what you hear, please hit that follow button. The Great Debate Show is available on all social media platforms. But again, it's not a good look for LeBron and JJ Redick to complain about the refs, but it was kind of bad. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, Thunder up 2-0 is going to LA next. Pistons up 2-0 is going to Cleveland next. Knicks up 2-0. They're about to go to Philly. And the Spurs and the Wolves are tied at 1. That's where we are right now. Now, since it is the NBA playoffs, let's get to what I really want to talk about. A lot of people are not going to like this episode today, as I said before. Um, this is not going to sit well with a lot of you fans because everybody's got their picks on who they think is NBA top 10. Everybody's going to have their complaints and give me pushback on who I didn't put on the list or who I put on the list but probably shouldn't have. And I'm going to tell you right now, to all of the LeBron James fans, if you're a LeBron fan, you may not want to be on this episode. Go on and watch something else. Continue your day. Go do your morning jog. Go have your cup of Joe, whatever it is, because this ain't gonna sit very well with you. Now, he's on the list. He's not at the bottom of the list, but he's not number one. And a lot of people are probably not going to like that. He's not number two. So a lot of people are probably going to give me some pushback. All right. Just wanted to get that out of the way. If you still want to stay, I appreciate it. Come on, let's do it. It is the NBA players, my top 10 NBA players of all time. That thumbnail that you see, that's ESPN's list, not mine. If that's what got you here, you may want to go ahead and leave. All right. Let me speak to a few people before I get started because, again, I'm about to upset some people. Um, what's up to LOX? Experience in the building says Spurs Nation. And he also says tighten up. That's a Spurs fan. That's a Tennessee Titans fan. That's what's up. You may like this list that I'm about to give to you then, Mr. Spurs. Arnell in the building says, what's the chances of Luca coming back this series? I'm hearing that it's slim. I'm hearing that it's slim. But I must say, if he was playing, this series would be a lot more tighter than what I expected. I've seen them stump the Lakers with Luca. But right now, without J Dub, the Thunder, they've been kind of getting some help from the refs. The Lakers have had a better game plan. They've been blitzing at at SGA, trying to get the ball out of his hands. JJ Redick is doing a phenomenal job coaching. They're down 0-2, but I promise you, if you've been watching, that series is a lot closer than what the numbers say. I'm just keeping it real. I'm no Laker fan at all. No Celtic fan. I hate the Lakers and Celtics. Always have, always will. But I've always given them their props. I grew up a Bulls fan, I was tired of hearing all the dynasty stuff. I was the outside person. I was on the outside looking in, like, what's up with all this Lakers and Celtics stuff? I'm looking at the window and I'm like, damn, Magic and Bird, Magic and Bird. Then it became Kobe and Shaq and Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, and like those are the greatest dynasties in NBA history. I get it, but I hate them. I'm just being honest. Like, I never bought into all the hype. The Laker fans, I think, are the most spoiled people in the world. And I understand why. They win, win, win. And they expect to do that all the damn time. But they are some of the most spoiled fans in the world. Okay. With all that being said, let's get it started, y'all. I'm gonna read a few comments on TikTok and we're gonna get this thing cracking. Rams house 2026-2027. Lakers, Dodgers, Rams, champs. I only agree with one team, and that's the Dodgers. Because, surprise, I'm a Dodgers fan also. Detroit versus everybody. I like that, man. Just take one on one. I like that. I like that. I saw that. I saw that before in the movie. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him, man. Murder Pain. You ever heard of Murder Pain? I seen him on quite a few Tubi stuff, man, and I liked it. I saw Detroit versus everybody. I'm rooting for Detroit, man. Even though I picked the Knicks and the Thunder to go to the finals, I'm thinking it's gonna be Knicks and Spurs. The Thunder is struggling with the Lakers. How are they going to beat the Spurs, a team that beat them 4 out of 5 times in the regular season? I don't know. Some people are saying that was just the regular season, Jay. Just the regular season up. We'll see. Yes, sir. Just take said. Yeah, man. Hey, I know about that. I know a little something about the 313, man. Had a good partner, man, from Detroit too, some years back, man. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. We handled the Knicks this year. You did. And that's what I was saying. We can't just say the Knicks are going to the finals because they may have to play the Pistons and they create some problems for them. But like I said, I gotta stick with my pick. All right. Knicks or Sixers said deleted. The Knicks are gonna win. But if they can't get Embiid back, they're gonna win. I know it looks like the Sixers are better without Embiid because of their game two. They were closer than they were in game one. But the reason why the Knicks were able to score down the stretch is because there's no big in the way. And that is no Embiid on the court. All right, y'all. Let me get this thing started or I'll never get it. I wanted to read a few comments. I'm trying to spice this podcast up a little bit. Give me a few weeks. Let me stop lying. Maybe a few months. But I got some plans with my production, trying to get a production team here, and I can actually give you all a better presentation here on the Great Debate Show instead of just the same old setup. I'm working on it, man, but this stuff is expensive. But I'm trying to do something different and give you all a better look and a better presentation so we can get this podcast up and get these numbers up. Right now, I'm going to start from the bottom to the top. And before I get started, no, I won't do that. I'll give you the honorable mention after I'm done. Okay, let's get to it. Embiid is hurt. He's laughing. Yellow X, I know, man. I know. I'll tell you all the time how good he is when he's playing, and then he's unavailable. We've already seen that from Game 6 and Game 7 of the first round series to this series. That's Joel Embiid's career in a nutshell. Oh, Embiid's back. He's good. He's still good. Did you see what he did? He's balling. They just eliminated the Celtics, and then He's unavailable. That's been his career. I know, I get it. Okay, here we go. Number 10 on my NBA top 10 players of all time is Shaquille O'Neal. Yes, Shaquille O'Neal. I know that may be a little too low for some people, but I'm gonna tell you why. As good as Shaquille O'Neal was, he missed a lot of free throws. When his career kind of, shifted toward the end, he looked pretty bad. He was never in the best condition. Kobe got on his ass all the time about those things. And so I have to put him in number 10. And the main reason why he's not higher is because, well, Kobe carried him a lot of years in the Western Conference playoffs, which was not easy to get to the NBA Finals. Now, when Shaq would get to the NBA Finals, he would dominate whoever that Eastern Conference team that they would play in the finals. But getting to the finals, Kobe did kind of carry him. And that's why he will be on this list as well, but I ain't ready to get to Kobe yet. Number 10 for me is Shaquille O'Neal. I do got one conspiracy though. Does anybody remember Shaquille O'Neal in Orlando? He never really missed free throws. And then ever since he left the Magic, he couldn't make a free throw. There was no hack a Shaq when he was in Orlando. I just wonder, was that real or not? Just something, food for thought. But yeah, number 10 is for me is Shaquille O'Neal. And again, Shaq has to make the list because, well, I mean, he's a 2000s baby as far as the basketball stuff goes. Um, in the modern era of the 2000s, Kobe, Duncan, Shaq, they solidified. They solidified their presence in what they did for the 2000s dominance. And I mean, those three were dominant in that era. So Shaq definitely makes the list. And for me, he is number 10. All right, number 9, Bill Russell, 11 rings. I shouldn't have to say anything else. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you all. I only have him on this list because I don't want to be disrespectful. I almost did not put him on the list because I think that people like Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, as good as they were, as dominant as they just didn't look like they played anybody. And I hate to be that guy, that fan who talks about a player who didn't play against anybody. Do you know how many times people have told me Jordan didn't have any competition? So I hate to be that dude to say it, but everybody just looked like they didn't even belong on the basketball court back then. And again, that's how good Russell and Wilt Chamberlain were. But I just think basketball got so much better when we got to the Magic and Bird era, the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. I don't think people really know how good the NBA was in the 2000s and how competitive it was. I'll explain later as I move on with the list. But Bill Russell, you still can't deny 11 championships. I mean, you just can't. So, with that being said, he's number 9 on my list. Number 8, nobody has this guy in their top 10 list of all time. I damn near guarantee no one does, but he's in mine. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. Why? Because he is the best big that I've ever seen in my life. That's just my opinion now. You can say what you want. You can have your own opinions. I'm okay with it. This is the Great Debate Show, and we can debate it. But Hakeem Olajuwon is the greatest center that I've ever watched. He's better than Shaq. He's better than Ewing. He was better than when Duncan became a center, even though he was mainly a power forward. He's better than the other guys that I just mentioned, in my opinion. Bill Russell. He played against stiff competition, the David Robinsons, the Patrick Ewings of the world. The NBA was so much better in his time, and this is the only guy who can say, I won championships while Michael Jordan retired. Nobody won championships in the 90s due to Michael Jordan and his dominance in the 90s. But Hakeem Olajuwon did do it. Now, I know Jordan had to leave for him to do it, but he did it. And he could have did it a lot of more years if it wasn't for Michael Jordan. I know there was Barkley. I know there was a lot of other people. And I'm going to need y'all to be quiet. Here we go. Everybody's trying to come in on TikTok. If y'all really want to see some stuff, come on in over here on TikTok because I've got some people who it looks like they want to come in and chime in. But y'all give me a second. Before I can let y'all be a guest, let me finish my list, please. Number 8 is Hakeem Olajuwon because of everything I just said. He was dominant. He was the best big man, best footwork, best everything, and he played defense. He had range. He could also shoot from the outside. I mean, I've seen him school some of the best defenders in the world, like David Robinson, and he did it with ease. So yeah, he's number 8 on my list. Again, 10 is Shaq, 9 is Bill Russell, 8 Hakeem Olajuwon. Number 7, Larry Bird. I hate to have him this far down the list, but when you hear the rest, you'll understand why. Yeah, there's only so many people you can put on the list, right? But Larry Bird, man, I mean, like, how can I not put him on the list? How can he not make the list? I mean, honestly, Larry Bird is in that era, like I said, the Bird and Magic era. They're included because they saved the NBA in the 1980s. When I tell you, to me, competition was getting thick, it was physical, it was such. I don't know if it was a better game, but I wish the game today was more like it was then. And Larry Bird was a bad person, man. That was a bad boy. I mean, and I hope any Caucasians that's watching this don't get offended when I say this, but that was one bad white boy. I mean, he was. At that time, the NBA just didn't, still to this day for the most part. I mean, you've got the foreigners, you've got a lot of people from other countries, but basketball just hasn't been a game that white people dominated. I think we all can agree on that. If y'all cancel me for that, oh well, you're probably a part of the problem. I'm just keeping it 100. When we first saw Larry Bird, before the Steve Nashes and the Dirk Nowinskis, this dude right here was bad, and he talked just as much trash with all the other black players, and he could hang with them. He grew up playing in communities and gyms where black, players were at. And that's how he said it helped him, and he got better, and he was rough, and he was tough, and he was a bad white boy. I hope no one gets offended when I say that, but he was. And man, oh yeah, we got Cooper Flag right now. Yeah, we do. We do. But you get what I'm saying. See, I hope y'all don't get offended when I say that. There's good Caucasians in the league now. I'm just saying that for decades it ain't been dominated by y'all. But Larry Bird could stand up there with everybody, toe to toe, face to face, like bring it. And he brought it. So that's why he's on this list. And again, he and Magic Johnson saved the NBA in the 80s. That was a bad boy. And it had a lot of other players think, damn, I can play in this league with those brothers. You know? That's just how I see it. It is what it is. Um, Johnny Drew said we only got one here and there. So basically, you're saying the Niners are trash. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Seahawks. Fandom all said agreed. Gregory, thank you for joining me. Okay, so again, number 10 is Shaq. 9, Bill Russell. 8, Hakeem Olajuwon. 7, Larry Bird. He saved the 80s, y'all. That point blank period. And I'm sure everybody has Larry Bird on their list. Again, Larry Bird, um, he revitalized the league. He's a 3-time MVP. He was an elite shooter and competitor. He could defend better than what people gave him credit for. I mean, that was a bad dude, man. And he coached pretty damn good as well after he played. Shout out to Larry fucking Bird. All right. Moving on to number 6. And this gets harder and harder for me, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It got harder and harder for me. Um, Number 6 for me, Magic Johnson. Again, somebody else who saved the 80s. He was phenomenal. Some people say that he had too much talent on his team. I say that's BS. Magic was the best point guard we've ever seen. He's the best point guard I've ever seen. I think most people would agree. And it's a shame that he's number 6 on the list. But as time goes by, sometimes people, take your spot. Sometimes people move ahead of you. Just like if we say the top 5 MCs of all time in hip hop, some people may take Biggie out the list today. There's some people who may not have Tupac on their list anymore. I'm not saying it's fair, but sometimes people pass that list when they've lived on and made music for decades. And these guys who I just mentioned only was here for a short amount of time to do it. It's like that sometimes. I mean, like some people now have Drake or J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar in their top 5 MCs of all time. This is what happens when time passes. So unfortunately, Magic Johnson is number 6 on the list, but he was the best point guard I've ever seen. Um, I mean, what else is it to say? He dominated the 80s. He saved the 80s just like Larry Bird, the greatest point guard of all time. He was a great floor leader, the greatest floor leader in NBA history, and he made it look good. And when we hear the word Showtime, it comes from Magic, Irvin Johnson. Okay, keeping it pushing. Number 5. Here's where it's going to get tough and tough and tough. I struggled on where I wanted to put this player. Did I want to put him at 3? Did I want to put him at 2? And there was so many asterisks that I had by his name to where I just couldn't do it. Y'all gonna say I'm a hater. I get it. Let the hate begin. Penny Hardaway, best point guard. That's a good one, man. I don't know if he's top 10, but Penny Hardaway was definitely underrated. Shout out to Memphis. Oh, wait a minute. I'm here right now in Memphis. I appreciate you saying that, Seahawk. Imagine if Magic never retired. Who knows how many more rings they could have won. I agree with that. Nobody never talks about that game time 24. What if he didn't get HIV? If he ever really had it, he probably would have won about 7 rings. Nobody never talks about that. Because Magic still could have balled when it comes down to just being a point guard, facilitating the offense. He could have still continued to do that. You know, I don't know how old he was when he finished, when he got the HIV or whatever, but he still could have played. You know, and he tried to come back and he didn't look bad. Magic was a bad boy. He was a bad boy. Embiid, oh, I saw that already. Okay, so anyway, number 5. Like I said, there's an asterisk by some of his accomplishments. And I hate to do this. I didn't know where I wanted to put him. Could he be number 3? He's number 3 on your list. Could he be number 2? He's number 2 on your list. Could he be number 1? He's number 1 on a lot of people's list. But for me, number 5 is LeBron James. I see that Isaiah Thomas thing, man. I'm sorry he didn't make my cut, but I like it. I ain't got no objections to that. Isaiah was a bad boy. Number 5 is LeBron James. I know. How was LeBron James not top 3? How was LeBron James not top 2? Hey, man, my list, he's number 5. Reason being, yes, he is the all-time NBA scorer. But didn't it take him like 21 years or something like that to pass that person? Who did he pass? Kareem? Wasn't it Kareem? Yeah. Now, just because he is past Kareem doesn't mean like he should be ahead of Kareem on my list when it comes to top 10 of all time. Kareem did it in less than 23 years, 21 years, however long it took over 20 years for LeBron to do that. He's been stat stuffing for his whole career. As long as he averaged 28 and 8 and 6, he was going to do exactly what he's doing right now, and that is shatter the records as far as the stats go. Being number 1 damn near on everything, and I think he is trying to do that. I think he has strategically calculated this. He's a very calculated person. I think that he knew this years ago. Skip Bayless used to say this, and I used to think that Skip Bayless was the biggest LeBron hater it was. But as time has passed, and I kept watching LeBron James not want the ball in the clutch moments, not wanting to take that shot when it mattered the most. And then he'll just tell you in the post game conference that I'm a point guard. No, you're not. You're a forward. I'm a point forward. I make the best basketball decisions. I've got a high basketball IQ, yada, 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 yada. Man, that's just excuses to say you don't want the ball when it matters the most. LeBron doesn't want to go to the free throw line when it's under 2 minutes. He doesn't want to take the shot when it's under 2 minutes. And when he does, he usually bricks it. So, I mean, like, my list is not just about accomplishments, but it is about accomplishments and it is about how clutch you were, how true of a leader you were. And he is a leader, but he's also played general manager everywhere he's went. All right. He gets credit for the first 7, 8 years in Cleveland. He does. He gets credit for that. The first 7 years in Cleveland, that team was not that good. However, the Eastern Conference was even worse. So people give him a little too much credit for getting to the finals a few times. '07 was a sweep. That was the only time he got there. But he won 60 games a lot with those teams, but the Eastern Conference was terrible. Okay. And then he leaves and he does what? He makes you forget how loyal he was to Cleveland because he went to go play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And some people still have never forgiven him for that to this day. And in 4 years in Miami, he only won 2 championships. What happened in 2011? We cannot forget about that 2011 meltdown, and he lost to the Dallas Mavericks. Okay? We can't forget that. And he went to go play with two of the better players at that time in the NBA. They were all stars. Okay? Then he goes back to Cleveland because he sees how great Kyrie is. And he says, well, I don't want Wiggins. I want Kevin Love. So now he's got two more all stars in Cleveland. And now, you know what? While I'm at it, let me get him on Shumpert. Let me get J.R. Smith because that's him playing general manager again. He got 1 championship out of that, and I do applaud him for what he did in 2016. But then he said he was the GOAT after that. When we know Draymond Green got suspended, they came back down from 3-1. Harrison Barnes was atrocious in that finals, and that's the reason why they went and got Kevin Durant. And then that's when LeBron got his karma. He won that championship, but he got his karma. Everything that he did when he went to Miami, it came back on him when KD went to Golden State. But Uncle JJ, LeBron could have won more if KD didn't go to the Warriors. How many championships would LeBron had gotten had he not went to Miami? It's the same thing, and you can't compare. All right, that's apples and oranges. Miss me with that. It happened to him because he did it to them, so they did it to him. I thought it was just bad karma. That's what he get. Then he says, all right, Cleveland, it's been well. I got y'all 1 championship, but I got to go get a fourth one somewhere. He went to LA, and he's going to be there for the rest of his career probably because of business purposes. And he's a very smart and wise businessman. And he's already a billionaire, I think, right? Very, very good guy. I like LeBron. It's just he just have really started to annoy me and agitate me on the court for the past 6, 7 years. LeBron James goes to LA and he plays general manager again. Get me Anthony Davis. It worked. They got 1 ring out of it, even though some people put an asterisk on that because it was in the bubble and it was 2020, a COVID year with no fans in the arena. And I mean, again, they still played and they won. But I'm just telling you what people say. So you've got 4 rings in 23 years. The longer LeBron has played, in my opinion, it makes his legacy look worse. Had he had just left out the 15, 16, 18 years, if he'd have left at 20, cool, good career. But it took him 20 something years to pass Kareem. He still only got 4 rings in the 23 years that he's played, unless he wins this year. That's 4 rings in 23 years. The longer he plays, like why? How are we applauding somebody and putting him above everyone else, calling him the GOAT when it's taking him longer to accomplish the things that people like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and all these other people have done in less amount of time? He's the greatest athlete of all time if he never gets caught for the juicing. Because there were some reports a few years back, what, 3, 4 years ago, his trainer had HGH delivered to him. They denied it. They swept it under the rug really quickly and said that we don't know nothing about no HGH. Why would LeBron James' trainer be getting HGH mailed to him? This is the reason why. Be quiet. Don't say a word yet. I'm not quite done. I hear somebody ready to. I hear somebody ready to go. But these are the reasons why he has this longevity. Everybody's talking about how, oh my God, this man. Hey, I need you to mute that, man. I need you to mute that. Thank you. Okay. This is the reason why people are saying, hey, he's so good at 41. He can still fly, he can still dunk at 41. Well, if it's the HGH, that's the reason why. And that would knock him down the list a lot. But until he's convicted of that, we're going to say he's innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to give him his credit. He's the greatest athlete of all time because of that. He is he's the greatest scorer of all time, but it took him a long time to get there and to get these numbers. He's playing longer and longer to inflate all these numbers and look like he's the real GOAT. And I say that's BS because it's taking you way too long to do this when these other guys on my list who are above him did it in less time. LeBron James is number 5. Call me what you want. I'm a clown. I'm a faggot. I'm a punk. I'm a hater. It is what it is. He's number 5. Okay, I thank you for saying that, Matthew. I said I thank you for saying that, Matthew. I agree. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. And Game Time said something else too that I agree with. He said same as Barry Bonds. Bonds was a Hall of Fame before all of the allegations, and that's what I think what's going to happen with LeBron eventually. If he pisses off the masses of the Illuminati, they're going to come out and put all this stuff out on him. Father Time hits everybody, and for anybody that thinks that it hasn't hit him, they gotta be crazy. I'm telling you, there was a report in like 2021, 2022, some HGH that was being delivered to LeBron James trainer, and everybody act like they didn't know what was going on. This is the reason why he still looks great at 41. And look, if that's not true, he's the greatest athlete of all time. And I've got him top 5. But just because, okay, yeah, okay. What number do you have him in? Okay, that's not bad. Some people are going to say I should have put him at 2 or 3. 4 is good. I think 5 is good. And I'm saying he's the greatest athlete of all time. Now, let me quickly finish this list. Number 4. Nobody's going to agree with this either, but I'm going to explain why. Let me run it back one more time. 10 is Shaq. 9, Bill Russell. 8, Hakeem Olajuwon. 7, Larry Bird. 6, Magic Johnson. 5, LeBron James. Number 4, Tim Duncan. Why is Tim Duncan number 4? Because he has accomplished a lot. He's got 5 NBA championships. He dominated the 2000s. You cannot speak on Kobe and Shaq and the 2000 era without talking about Tim Duncan. You just can't. Because whenever Kobe and Shaq didn't win, guess who did? Tim Duncan. Whenever Kobe and Shaq didn't win, it was Tim Duncan. Let's go through the timeline. 99, he got his first championship. Everybody said, oh, well, he won't win anymore. David Robinson's leaving. Yeah, he won 4 more rings without David Robinson. 2003, he won another one after the Lakers had their three-peat run. 2004, Lakers were in the finals, lost to the Pistons. Guess who was back in the finals in '05? Tim Duncan. '07, Tim Duncan. And even when you thought it was over with, in the 13s and 14s, when LeBron was in Miami, this is a whole nother generation now. LeBron is in Miami with Wade and Bosh. Guess who was in the finals in back-to-back years against those Heat? Tim Duncan. And he should have won both of them in 13 and 14. If it wasn't for Ray Allen, something else that I forgot to say about why LeBron is not the GOAT. Ray Allen saved his ass. He went to go play with those guys in Miami, Wade and Bosh. He went to play with AD. He went to play with Kyrie and Kevin Love. I mean, damn. You can't say Michael Jordan played with good teammates and not say LeBron didn't play with better teammates. So again, Tim Duncan, because of Ray Allen, did not beat the Heat in 13. They came back in 14 with an emerging young Kawhi Leonard, and they stomped that ass to let everybody know this is what should have happened the year before that. Tim Duncan is one of the most underappreciated players of all time. Nobody gives him the respect he deserves because he wasn't, he wasn't flashy. He wasn't, like entertaining. He was one of those dull, boring guys who just stuck with the fundamentals, but he was still good at it. And he was one of the best to do it. I wasn't the best Tim Duncan fan when I was watching him. I loved Chris Webber. I loved Kevin Garnett. But who was dominating and winning championships during that time? Tim Duncan. Um, and the last point that I'm going to make, Tony Parker has never been considered one of the best point guards of all time. Manu Ginobili was like the sixth man of the year. Nobody called any of these people that played around Tim Duncan one of the best. Kobe and Shaq always have been considered one of the best. Who was the Batman or the Robin to Tim Duncan? And that's why Tim Duncan is number 4 on my list, along with his accomplishments in 5 NBA championships. Tim Duncan is very underrated, and I refuse to do him the way other people have, and he's number 4 on my list. All right, keeping it pushing. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Bear with me. But again, he was the foundation of the Spurs dynasty, and he's the top power forward of all time. And then he even kind of transitioned to center. Give him his crop, give him his props, give him his flowers. Tim Duncan, number 4. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How can I not put Kareem on the list, and how can I not put him this high? I mean, LeBron James just passed him, surpassed him as the NBA best scorer of all time, right? Okay, well, when he done that, who did he have to pass? He had to pass Kareem. So yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I put him on there? He was unstoppable with the skyhook. He's got 6 MVPs, 6 NBA championships, and he did win a championship without Oscar and without Magic. So nobody gives him enough credit for that one either. But people just like to say that, either Magic carried Kareem because he was older, or Kareem carried Magic. Let's just give them both their credit and give it where it's due. Kareem is that dude. And he's number 3 on the list because I refuse to just put all of these modern day players on this list real high and just push everybody else to the back. Some of these people don't deserve that. Now, I know what I said about Bill Russell, but I can't say the same for Kareem because the NBA was a lot tougher and a lot better by the time he got there. And he did it for a while. Again, LeBron passed this dude. He just did it. But it took LeBron a lot longer to pass him than it took for Kareem to do it. LeBron James is so lucky right now to be playing in a league that's so soft. This generation, this era is just 3 and D, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. That's all they know. He's been able to last because he developed the shot finally, and he's gonna stay in shape. Kudos to him for that. But he couldn't make it in the league that Kareem played in a league that Tim Duncan played in. And that's why these guys are above him. Number 3 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, I just said it. And then he was so dominant before he even got to the league. Some people that are that dominant in college, like he was in UCLA, you wouldn't think that he would have the NBA career he had, but yet he still did. So yeah, the unstoppable skyhook, 6 rings, 6 MVPs. Number 3 is Kareem. Number 2, I think y'all know where I'm going with this now. I've already said LeBron's name. I've already said Kareem and Duncan. Now, I know y'all don't really have them at 3 and 4. So you know where I'm going now. Number 2, baby goat, Kobe Bean Bryant. And I'm not saying it just because he's deceased. I'm saying it because I think that he was the greatest thing next to Michael Jordan. Everything that he learned it from Jordan. And some things he actually kind of did better than Jordan. He just wasn't, he didn't play as smart as him at times. He was kind of hard headed. He was a little selfish. He wasn't always the best leader. But characteristics has nothing to do with why these players are where they are on the list. Kobe Bryant is number 2 to me because he was a two-way player, something that a lot of people don't give him credit for, but he was. He he dominated his era. Like I said, when Duncan didn't win, Kobe and Shaq won, and then he won championships without Shaq, and that really did help his legacy a lot more, in my opinion. It really did. He was a two-way player, and in 2000s, again, I don't think people realize how tough the modern era of the 2000s were. You had the Tracy McGrady's, he had the Ron Artest, the people who would guard Bruce Bowen, Doug Christie, then McGrady and them came into the league, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter. Man, I could just keep going on. His position, LeBron James hadn't got there just yet, but he came he came in 03, but I'm talking about like Doug Christie and these guys who defended him, Bruce Bowen. This is before LeBron got there. But even LeBron too, yes, when he got there, even though they're not quite the same position. All of what I'm trying to say is that the competition was thick when Kobe was playing, and he still held his own. He had that Mamba mentality. I mean, just the mental toughness, and he was a scrappy, tough dude. Could he have been a better player to his teammates at times? Yes. After '04, that '04 meltdown, we get it. People was like, we don't want to play with you no more. So he had some rough years. But when he became a better leader and a better teammate, he went right back to the finals and won with Pau Gasol and with the 3 straight finals. Yes. Powell was a phenomenal player. Kevin Garnett was his kryptonite, but besides that, I've got no flaws with Pau Gasol, man. And that helped Kobe get fourth and that fifth ring. And again, Kobe has 5 rings, and that's why he's number 2 on my list. Again, I'm gonna see what you got to say. 1 second, man. And I appreciate you being in here with me. I am Blake. I just got one more. Everything that I said about Kobe, I think this other guy is just that much better. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. As if you didn't know, he was going to be number 1 on my list. The picture's been here for years. You've seen it on this podcast. He's my GOAT. I don't know what he is to you, but he's mine. And I don't think that's ever going to fucking change. Michael Jordan, 6 finals MVPs, 5 league MVPs, 6 championships. LeBron James, it's like 4-9, 4-10 in the finals, I think. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is 6-0. Never fucking lost. How in the fuck does that not make you the fucking go? For the people who still want to tell me that he's not better than LeBron, even though their game is not comparison. There's no comparison to that. I love LeBron. He's a great player. He's the greatest athlete of all time. It's the longevity. But I think, like I said earlier, man, before you came in, he has the longevity, but I think that also kind of hurts his legacy because the longer he plays, to inflate his numbers, all these stats, and it makes it look worse because damn, bro, it took you 23 years to do this or to do that. You just passed these guys 4 or 5 years ago, but they did these things in 13, 14 years. So these numbers that they set. So it's just I think the longer he plays, the more he hurts his legacy. But I understand him wanting to play with his sons, and I get all of that, and I respect it. But they have to be good. And if they're not good, then yeah, they're going to call his boys Nepo babies. And I just don't like all of that. But yeah, Jordan, 6-0. Just like Joe Montana, 4-0. Not that Tom Brady being 7-3 is bad, but I think nothing is better than a goose egg in the L column and nothing but wins in the dub column. So Michael Jordan, man, y'all, the clutch, the guy who did want the ball when it mattered the most. The guy who wasn't afraid to take the shot, whether he made it or missed it. And he made it a lot of times. I mean, like what he did in 98, Scottie Pippen being down for most of the year, came back, had the back spasms. He carried the Bulls. And I know he was not what LeBron is today at 41. He was running on fumes, in the words of Bob Costas on NBC when he said that back in 98. He's still weathered the storm, perseverance, and he got his team to victory. He willed his team to victory. And the Utah Jazz was a damn good team, and they were probably better than the 98 Bulls. Let's just be real. But he still found a way to win. Who has ever did three-peats twice in their careers? No one. And he left in between that time for a year and a half, 2 years to do it. So the only blemish on his career is Orlando Magic beating him, and he lost the ball and turned it over, but he didn't even have his legs back. He was just playing baseball a few months before that. That's about all I got as far as a blemish on his career. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. That was my list again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's going to be a lot of people that's going to give me some pushback. I got a few minutes before I get off of here, but I'll run it back with you one more time. 10 was Shaq. 9 was Bill Russell. 8 was Akeem Olajuwon. 7, Larry Bird. 6, Magic Johnson. 5, the better version of Magic Johnson, LeBron James. 4, Tim Duncan. 3, Kareem. 2, Kobe. 1, the GOAT, Jordan. All right, man. Talk to me, brother. What you got to say, Blake? SGA and Anthony Edwards are the next Michael Jordans this era. Okay, you're kind of right, especially Edwards. SGA, I would say mid-range, yes, but as much as I was high on him last year, he is starting to kind of annoy me with the way he does seem to look for that whistle. And he really does know how to manipulate the refs into getting calls that sometimes he doesn't really deserve. Now, some people probably said Jordan did that too. I didn't see it like that, but that's not bad at all. I think those two are two good comparisons. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Because that's a unicorn right there. I don't know if Wimby deserves to be in a conversation with anybody. I mean, Wimby is doing some things that we've never seen. We've never seen anybody at his height, at his stature, that can do this and be this good. I mean, this is not even fucking fair. If you want to be real, it's not even fair. You know, and what can you do? So he's probably really going to be. I know it sounded crazy when they first said it before he was drafted, but he probably really will be a top five all time player by the time it's over with. If we're not saying he's top three, top two, who knows? He's healthy and doesn't get hurt, and he has a longevity. Shoot, that Spurs team could be the powerhouse again. They could be doing stuff that Ginobili and Tim Duncan couldn't do. Right, right. The three, you know, he's got an 8-foot wingspan. He dropped 11 blocks the game one the other night. Yeah. Like, what? Yeah. What? It doesn't make any sense, man. And he'll still get you 11, 12 blocks. Drop 7-5. It could still get you about 9 or 10 blocks a night too. Like, this is ridiculous. It's not fair. It's not even fair. I'm gonna ask you this, and I gotta get out of here. And I'm gonna read a few more comments. But Blake, do you think the Thunder beat the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals if they both make it there? Playoff experience. Okay. In situations like that, because we've had our back against the wall against the Nuggets, and the Nuggets seem to beat the Spurs, and we beat the Nuggets. It's just gonna come down to experience. Oh, I heard we. So you're an OKC fan. Okay. Okay, I got you. And is that a Patrick Mahomes jersey I see as well? You know, that's a Broncos jersey. I'm a Broncos fan. Oh, okay, gotcha. Thunder and Broncos. Linebacker. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. All right. Well, look here, man. You're right. The experience could play a part, but man, they crushed y'all 4 out of 5 times. I don't know, man. Are going to be a threat, so we didn't want to show our full hand against them. Right. I got you. I got you. Game Time said Wimby on defense is the human windshield wiper. That's a good one, man. The real Marco said, I sent you a message on your DM about what you talking about. Oh man, I know this is gonna be bad. Let's see. The real Marco said that the Jazz team was old. So was the Bulls team. MJ wasn't playing anybody in the finals. Oh man, here we go. Kobe takes no prisoners, attitude and work ethic. Look, man, I'm gonna say this, y'all. Um, if we say Jordan played nobody, who was LeBron playing from '03 to 2010 in Cleveland? The Eastern Conference was terrible. You know, I mean, it was terrible. He would play the Washington Wizards every year and eliminate them. The Pistons were good one year, kinda, and then the Celtics said enough of this shit. Get him out of here, and they ran his ass to South Beach. So I mean, we could say plenty of players didn't play against talent or this or that or whatever, but you can't say that the 2000s didn't have competition. Let me go to YouTube real quick. It doesn't matter. Bron lost to Dirk in the finals. LOL. Let's see here. Flip Tim Duncan with LeBron. You know what? I started to do that, but damn, man, Duncan got 5 championships and LeBron still stuck at 4. And I don't respect any of those championships he has, other than the one in 2016 in Cleveland. I don't respect the 2 he got in Miami. And he said he was gonna get 3 or 4 or not 5, not 6. That's what he said. And then, he went to LA and he got AD over there and he got another one. So yeah, I feel you though. Duncan and LeBron at 4 and 5. I could tweak that, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it the same. I'm sorry. LeBron's number 5. Yeah, LeBron's number 5. Okay, I got Noah in the building also, man. Real quick, Noah. I got like 2, 3 minutes. What you got to say? Thoughts on Steph Curry better all time than LeBron? Steph all time better than LeBron? I'm talking about impact in the game of basketball. Okay, okay. Good question. Good question. Good question. Now, I told y'all before I started this list that I was going to have one honorable mention. Steph Curry was that honorable mention. And I know some people are saying you could have took Hakeem off, or you could have took Shaq off, or Bill Russell. Those were my 8, 9, and 10. But no, I can't disrespect the game like that. Steph Curry almost made my list, and he has in the past. But if I think about, because I was high on him beating the Celtics, but they shouldn't even beat the Celtics. But I gave him his props because he did it and he won without KD. But again, Steph Curry did change the game. Everybody wants to be Steph. Everybody wants to have that range like Steph. When it comes to the game today and that three ball shot, yes, he has a big impact on the game. However, it's not for the greater good, in my opinion. To me, as much as Steph has been one of the most exciting, entertaining players to watch, he's hurt the game. And I have to blame him for that because everybody lives and dies by the three now, and I blame him for that shit. So no, he didn't make the list because of it. Now, as far as him and LeBron, he probably has changed the game more than LeBron has. Oh, go, come on.
Really ruined the game. So if you go and watch an AAU game or a middle school or high school basketball game, they're all shooting threes. Nobody's playing basketball. They're all just shooting up threes, thinking they're step.
Yep. And let me guess, you have a problem with that, right? Well, shit, I do.
You want to play? That's how you want to play. Make yourself look bad on the court. If you're not a 3-point shooter, think you are, then that's going to be a problem later.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, man, I agree with that, man. Thank you for the thank you, Blake, and thank you, Noah, for that. I'm gonna say that Steph has made more of an impact on the game than LeBron, but I still can't say he's the better all-time player than LeBron because LeBron is a damn good passer. He is a good leader. He facilitates everything. He's good at what he does. He just never dominated the game like Jordan did. LeBron never dominated his era. Never. I mean, if he did, we wouldn't be talking about Steph. You wouldn't have brought up Steph or LeBron, Kevin Durant, Jay Z. He is the guy by default because y'all, my time is up. I gotta go. Got some business to attend to, man. I appreciate y'all coming in here.
CA pulls it off, goes back to the championship and wins and gets the MVP. Where would you put him at with Kobe Bryant?
I can't put him with Kobe Bryant nowhere yet. Not yet. But again, if he wins this championship this year, I'm gonna give him his props, but we're in a different time and a different era now. The NBA is soft. It's not what it used to be. So I don't give these players the credit that I have the credit that I gave players back in the day. He's gonna have to keep it up. In my opinion, he's gonna have to keep it up. This guy's got Chet Holmgren, he's got Harvenstein, he's got some bigs, he's got length. Jay Williams not is not he gets credit for that. But I mean, like, what's the guy's name right now that's helping y'all out a big time? The Sixers are stupid as hell to trade that guy. What's his name? McCain. Jared McCain is cooking over there in OKC. What were the Sixers thinking? So he's still got talent, though, man. I mean, but if he can do this, I'll give him more credit and say, hey, man, you're a back-to-back champion. Who said that about Anthony Edwards? And was that you that said he's compared to Anthony? I mean, him and Anthony Edwards are like the new Jordan and Kobe. I can give you that, but that's not saying much in this era because it's this era. It's just so watered down and soft, man. It just is. But they're the best I guess we can get.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Words is like he goes up to dunk. Like it reminds me of watching Jordan dunk, like his highlight dunks.
I'm a bigger Ant fan than I am. Y'all know that's Michael Jordan's son, right? So that's what now I'm playing. Let me stop. But there's a conspiracy that that's his son. But I'm a bigger Ant fan than I am of SGA. But SGA, you can't deny what he does. I'm a fan of him because of what he does mid range, and now he's starting to shoot.
I swear he did.
I'm sure he did. But now he is starting to shoot that three better, and that's when he's gonna really be like unstoppable. I just wish that he would kind of tone it down with the he gets away with a lot of pushing, a lot of some hooking. He there's some offensive fouls there when they say that he's the one getting fouled, and I am kind of getting a little annoyed by that. But other than that, no flaws in his game. The boy can score, and they're the closest we're gonna get to Jordan and Kobe. I guess you're right about that. But I can't put him with Kobe just yet, though, Blake. But if he wins, this will still be a hell of an accomplishment for him.
And Jordan in their younger years, when
Right,
they first get in there, the first
right, 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 right. No doubt, no doubt. All right, man. I gotta go. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Man, I appreciate y'all joining me, man. I have to cut out though, man. I appreciate it.
you
Y'all can you too, brother. You too. Thank you. We can do this anytime, y'all. We can do this anytime. Like y'all want to come in, come over to the TikTok channel. You just saw a few people coming in, chiming in with me, and we had a nice little show as they were my co-host. I just invite you in, and boom, we get it cracking. So, what did you think about my top 10 NBA list of all time? Again, Shaq, Russell, Olajuwon, Bird, Magic, and then my top five rounded out with LeBron at five, Tim Duncan at four. I could have swapped them up, but no. Number three was Kareem. Number two was Jordan. I mean, number two was Kobe, and number one was Jordan. No surprise there. Y'all be safe. Have a fantastic Friday, and I'll catch y'all next time. Who could change a light bulb in the stadium? Dr. Scribble. Thank y'all so much, man. I have to go ahead and get out of here. Hawks ATL, thank you for joining me. He said Bron don't got killer instinct. I forgot to use that as one of my examples, but he does not. The same reason now D Wade beat the Mavs with the finals with a watered down Shaq. Yep, and LeBron couldn't do it with D Wade when he played the Mavericks in 2011. So yeah, thank y'all, man. Bron couldn't even beat the Magic to get to the finals. How you let Dwight beat you? The Magic sure did go to the finals when everybody wanted Kobe and LeBron. Kobe and LeBron never got it. Good points there, man. Valid points. Call it what you want, man, but I'm not just that LeBron James D riding glazing ass dude that most people around here are. He's phenomenal for his age, don't get me wrong, but again, he didn't have that killer instinct. He's not that type of player to just crush you when it's time to crush you. It's I'm gonna pass the bottle. I did everything I'm supposed to be doing. Now you win it. I carried y'all here. Now you win it. No, you can't be considered the GOAT when you don't want it at those moments. That's all I got. Y'all be safe. Peace and love. I'll come back and I got an NFL list for your ass. It's top 20 NFL quarterbacks of all time. We'll do that. We're going to do top 10 basketball teams of all time. Or am I just going to do top five? I mean, NBA teams of all time. We'll do it. That and more when we come back. How are you going to catch that? Follow the Great Debate Show. That's all you got to do. You have to follow. You have to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And while you're at it, smash that bell. Because you never know when your favorite uncle might pop back up. All right, y'all. Until then, y'all be safe. Peace.